Where we last left our party, there was a horrifying howl off in the distance. They couldn't quite figure out exactly what it was, but they know it can't be good. It is upon them as we speak. It's time for initiative. Let's see what happens. Back to the channel. I am Sacred, and this is the Sacred Art of Gaming, where we enjoy talking about tabletop gaming, and we sometimes do a solo play. And that is what's happening today. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into this hound, because maybe this will be the last one. That is for me, that is for my compadres, and this is for the hound, so that works out pretty well. Also going to replenish our bennies, because we are starting a new session, so to speak. Yeah, I may have to rework how I do solo play for Savage Worlds after this for Deadlands. But anyways, let's get right into it. So they see that the hound that rolls up on them is no mere wolf. It is a crazy looking like hellhound type, a shadow hound if you will. But luckily, our friends here get to go first. And I know our battle priest, he has Rebuke Evil. As an action, Alduin may call upon his faith to temporarily weaken supernaturally evil creatures. It costs 1 power point, has a range equal to his spirit. All affected beings in that range must make an opposed spirit roll against him. Those who fail are distracted or vulnerable. If he gets a raise on the roll, they're both. All right, really cool. So we're definitely going to start with that. Alduin, you dog, you. Okay. So he calls upon his faith. All affected beings in that range must make an opposed spirit roll against him. All right, so I'm gonna make a spirit roll, which is actually a D8. D8, 4, and then, oh my goodness, I don't even know what the hound has. The hound has spirit. Oh, it is a D6. Okay, so we'll actually put it in here. It'll count. It's still the same roll. So he meets it. So that is not going to be successful, unfortunately. All right, so that is our battle priest's turn. That's going to bring us to Ignis, our druid. I almost feel like the name should swap between the battle priest and the druid. Oh yeah, she has the phobia. She has the major phobia. Do I really want to look that up right now? Okay, phobias, blah blah blah, whenever a character is in the presence of his phobia, subtract 1 from trait roll if it's a minor, 2, alright, so I was right. Man, my memory's good. Okay, so not looking good for Ignis because of her previous fear roll that she has. What is she gonna do? I think what she has to do is she has to set up our boy Wyman. And she's going to do that by, does she have a cult? She does have a cult. All right, cool. And she has a D6 at a cult. This will be Wyman, so we'll say she's going to attempt to gain additional information for Wyman using a cult. This is a test. And I believe this would be against its smarts. And the beast has a smarts of 2. All right, cool. So yeah, we're going to make this damn creature vulnerable. Yeah, I think vulnerable is what we want. All right, so the creature is now vulnerable. Actions and attacks against the target are made at a +2 until the end of his next turn. This doesn't stack with the drop. You know what? We might want to is that really what we want to do? We might want to do distracted, because, no, we'll do the +2. The best defense is a good offense, as I always say. All right, so that is their turn. And then that brings us to Wyman. Wyman, who doesn't give an F. He's going to meet this thing as it is coming into the camp. We'll say We'll say it's in the light right now from the campfire, so we don't have to worry about that too much, but if it does like get out of that general vicinity, that could be a problem. All right, so he is of course going to make a fighting roll, which is probably a D8. D8, yeah. I'm just gonna stop using this someday. All right, that is an 11 with the sword. Actually, that is a with the +2. And you know what? Actions and attacks against are made at a +2 until the end of his next turn. This doesn't stack the drop. I feel like with that, he probably would do a multi-attack, wouldn't he? I don't even know what the defense of this thing is yet. A parry of 6, so we'll just do the flat roll and ignore this because he's going to do the multi-attack, so it cancels out. So that is an 11. That is a success with a raise. So we're going to add an additional bit of damage there. So strength plus a d6, which is probably the same though. Yeah, strength plus a d6, and his strength is a d8. So we're doing this again, and then we do, so we're rolling this. We're rolling this again. We do get the bonus d6 because of the raise. I believe damage dice do explode as well. All right, so, whew, that is great. That is really great. So its toughness is a 3. Yeah, this guy is toast. I don't even know if this was even needed. 11 or 10, 13. Yeah, regardless of that. Wyman, he's got a lot of frustration that he wants to take out on this hound, and he takes it out almost immediately with the help of his companions here. Wow, Wyman, beast mode. But they do hear more hounds off in the distance. This is not good. This is not good at all. I'm actually going to use the Quick Chase deck here, and I'm going to use it pretty loosey-goosey. I'm not going to like use it exactly how it's intended with the full crunch, but I'm going to use a little crunch. So now these additional hounds, 4 of them, are now chasing our team here, and they feel like that is too much. They feel like they got lucky with this first one, and it's time to go. They do notice though that, and I do want our druid friend to make an occult roll after they slay this hound, and then it transforms. It slowly metamorphosizes into a human corpse. The man's features are frozen in a rictus of pain, and his hands are curled into almost arthritic claws. It's Jeffrey. And oh, we gotta remember Hrafen is here we have to deal with too. Hrafen instantly realizes what has happened. I knew the hateful old fiend wouldn't give up so easily. Jeffrey has sold his soul to the huntsman. He summoned the wild hunt. We must flee for our lives. And our druid with a 5, which is solid, she makes an occult roll, and she knows the only way to escape the wild hunt is to run and survive until dawn, or slay the dreaded huntsman. So yeah, that is rough. So man, how crazy do I really want to get with this chase, with the chase cards? So this will be my guy. This will be at least one of my allies. I think I want to keep them together. And then this will be Hrafen. And then we'll split up the hounds into 2 sets of 2s. Now how this is going to work is we do have some rules here. Basically we're going to do 5 rounds, and at the end of the 5 rounds you can choose an action like chase or whatever. We'll say that we're like 1 ahead of them or whatever. If you're successful, you get a chase token. If you get a raise, you get 2 chase tokens. Chase tokens will determine the range for attacks and also who ultimately wins the chase. Sure. Concluding the chase ends at the end of the 5th round. If the prey has the most chase tokens, they escape. If the pursuers have the most chase tokens, they catch the prey, and a regular encounter ensues. So yeah, this will be interesting. This is different from the normal Savage Worlds chase rules, which are also cool, but can be crunchy. We will go in order, which does appear to be me. So it looks like wild attacks do an additional +2 damage this turn. And my chase is actually a -2, so it actually might behoove Wyman to go ahead and meet these guys and try and hinder them in some way. I'm gonna try and keep this mostly narrative. So he is going to do a wild attack, and he's going to try and attack these guys. Yeah, let's do that thing. That is not good. I'm gonna go ahead and use a Benny for the re-roll. Now we're talking. All right, that is a 9. Now in this, we're kind of keeping things narrative. That is a success with a raise. So yeah, this is gonna be a little interesting. But yeah, we'll roll with it. We'll say that this is going to give us 2 chase tokens because it's going to hinder them, and then narratively we'll just kind of figure it out as we go. He has gone. Next, that would actually be Wyman. Look at the top 3 cards of the chase deck, put 1 in your hand and the other 2 at the bottom of the deck. That's a little too meta, so I'm gonna ignore that. That would probably be cool if I wasn't playing solo, or maybe not solo on camera, but for this I'm just gonna ignore it. So chase of +0, I think he's just gonna go ahead and he's gonna do an athletics. Do we have stats for Hrathen? Because running, we are on foot. Probably just a villager. Villagers in the way back. So their athletics will be a D4, which makes sense. Hrathen, let's see how you do, bud. 1. Nope. Is that a crit fail? Nope. Hrathen has gone. It's kind of funny, you both got 2s. Your first trait roll this turn automatically succeeds with a single raise. So we'll say that's our druid, because our druid is struggling, and then our mage, our battle priest, we'll say he tries to do his spell. He's gonna try and do his spell again. So that would be, I'm gonna say probably faith. Yeah, faith, which is a D8. So we'll use his faith in this situation. 2. Nope. How much does he care about this? I think we'll hold on to that. So they have now gone. Technically, Wyman has slowed them down a little bit. This is abstracted, but we are quite far from them. We've got quite a few tokens here, so yeah, they are definitely going to want to try and catch up. So they're going to both just use athletics. You and your allies deal +4 damage to distracted and vulnerable enemies this round. Ooh. Technically, Wyman is distracted after the wild attack. All characters may only perform 1 action this turn. Alright, so I think what we will do... Oh, man. It makes sense that they would probably hang back and try and attack Wyman. So we're kind of jumping in and out of the subsystem, but I feel like that's too juicy for them to pass up on. Now, our hounds, they are back here, and I believe their fighting is a D8. They do get +2 on this. I don't even need to look, his parry's real good. So that actually really works out. And you know what? If we're in this zone right now, I think we'll even go ahead and do his counterattack. He'll get a counterattack against one of them, which would not be enough, but he did try. So Wyman's, he's hanging back, doing the heroic thing. Yeah, and both of these guys have taken their turn. We are doing quite well. That was the end of one round. Okay, this guy's gonna go first. He would lose a chase token if he had any. He does not. But yeah, it looks like it doesn't do well. And this guy can't even chase. So at the start of your turn, as a free action, make an athletics roll or discard your hand. Yeah, we'll actually say that Wyman, narratively, what's happening here, Wyman is doing a great job of holding them back. We'll say these guys do try and run off, and this guy can't. That's with a -2. So yeah, not great. Not a crit fail. So yeah, we won't have to worry about this. And yeah, not doing too bad. Next would be dangerous ground here at the start of your turn. As a free action, make an athletics roll or gain fatigue from bumps and bruises. And looks like he can't do much. This is, oh yeah, this is our allies here. So their athletics, one is a D4, one is both a D4. Okay. So they both roll D4s. 3 and 3, not good. So they both have bumps and bruises. So narratively what's happening here, they're going through some difficult terrain, trying to stay off the road, hoping to really gain additional distance between them and the hounds in a way that they won't get to them. And I may actually stop this in 3 rounds, to be honest. Our boy here, he can duck into cover. Nobody can reach him right now. He's pretty far away. He gets a chase roll. That's a 2. That is nada. And then draw a chase card out to your hand. We'll say he's at a dead end. He's kind of all 4 of the. Despite him holding them up, they actually have him like backed into a corner. Wyman. All right, that was actually a pretty quick one. Third and final round. Wyman, my allies, Harafin, Hounds 1, Hounds 2. Any participant on your side who has not acted this round may discard their chase card to act on this card. Okay, so yeah, they're all going to go right now. But they do get a chase -2. Any participant on your side who has not acted this round. Yeah, I think they're gonna realize that they're getting away, and especially with Harafin being kind of like their primary target. So they are going to attempt to catch up because they are way behind here. And this is both with -2. So one gets a single success. Ooh. Oh my goodness. They have caught up. So one had a single success, the other had a success with 2 raises, and I'll give them a token for every single one for narrative purposes here. So them going through the difficult terrain actually kind of backfired, as these crazy hounds are able to easily maneuver their way through that area. That brings us to Harafin. Discard 1 chase token to force 1 part. Yeah, no. So he's gonna try and run 4. Finally coming through. Looks like we're, oh baby. We have another D4. All right, so that is 2 successes. And I think whenever he sees that they caught up to him, that spurred something into Harafin, and Risky Gambit. He actually finds a little bit of heroism in this moment, and he's actually finds like a tree or something that is like kind of weakened, it's rotted out. He's actually able to push that over and then just take off. So that actually slows them down a bit. We are going to win this, and I just want to see if anything else is going to play out of note. We'll just say my guy, Wyman, he's going to go ahead and run and try and catch up, but he's going to take like a shortcut. He's going to take a shortcut, and so is Agnes. They both see him like kind of blast by. So we'll actually say that her survival is going to help him. She gets a +2 to this, so she's going to roll survival to help him out. +2. That's a success with a raise. I forget exactly how much the raise gives him, but we'll say he's going to get a +2 to his roll here, because that's like a support. Yeah, so he's going to get a +2 to his roll. His athletics is a D6. All right, so that is a single success, and our team won. I mean, we can just kind of look here. We can see that we have outran the hounds, which is wonderful. What happens next? I think this worked out kind of well. One day I'll have to like do a full-on, like really dive in, probably with Pathfinder or something. But that was definitely lighter than the full-on chase mechanics. Lighter than the full-on chase mechanics, but a little bit more involved than just doing a quick encounter, which is something that is a nice thing about Savage Worlds. You can really zoom in and zoom out of the action pretty easily with the different subsystems that they have. All right, so where does that leave us? So as our adventurers, they realize that they can't run forever. They do outrun them, but they are able to find like an advantageous spot where they can kind of set up. So we'll actually say that, so this is our team here. They got bumps and bruises as they went through that difficult terrain there. What's going to happen here? And I do want to be somewhat quick about this. There's going to be like some elevation, and Wyman is going to be at the bottom with, yeah, I think him and, you know what, our priest doesn't have anything ranged though. Priest doesn't have anything ranged. She doesn't necessarily have anything. She does have entangle, that could be helpful. Haven't actually done any of her spells yet. Both of these guys do have reach. So I think the most advantageous thing that we can do in this moment is to kind of set it up. Envision that Wyman is up front and the battle priest and Naeus is kind of behind him with their long weapons, and then there's a little bit of a raised area where our bud Hrafen is going to be somewhat elevated, and he's going to like use Agnes's sling to throw some stuff down. And yeah, we are right back into combat. And that is not good. All right, so I think we're gonna cut it off there, and we'll wrap it up in this fourth session coming up. I am curious, let me know your thoughts. What did you think of the Savage Worlds chase mechanics with the Savage Pathfinder cards? That was unique. And also let me know, what do you think of Deadlands, Dark Ages, and Sins of the Father Quick Start? Did you back the Kickstarter? Are you excited for it? Let's talk about it down in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next one as we continue to explore the sacred art of gaming together.